are here at Fashion Week in the heart of London by Somerset House and the Strand, talking to some people all about inclusivity in fashion and what we can do to make the world a little bit more inclusive, a little bit more accessible, and just a little bit better for everyone in it. So we're talking to loads of people here, getting what they think about inclusivity in fashion. So, first question is, who are you guys here to see? Are you guys attending a show?
I just came from Noon by Noor,
Yeah?
which was very beautiful. And before that, it was Paul Costello.
Amazing.
Lots of shows to go to.
How many shows are you going to this Fashion Week?
Oof. Too many. I can't tell you the exact number, to be honest. There's a lot at the same time as well.
I'm assuming you guys are here for London Fashion Week. How many shows have you guys been to so far?
Well, I just got back from New York and I did like a whole week of shows, and now I'm on to my second show of the week.
Nice.
I just attended my first ever show.
That's so exciting. How you found it so far?
I love it. I love being able to watch like all the shows and mainly like all the people showing up to the show. It's like the fashion show before the fashion show.
Yeah,
So it's
literally,
really
that's
awesome.
really what it is. Yeah, and you get to watch how everyone like styled the pieces their own way. It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah. Especially like when you get to wear the brand's pieces and then like you get to, I don't know, be like your own little model.
Yeah.
I know it's first day, but how many shows have you been to so far?
Just the first one.
Same, first one.
Yeah.
I actually went to see Harris Reed yesterday, and that was absolutely amazing.
How have you been finding walking around London Fashion Week so far?
Absolutely stunning. I'm loving it. The vibes are immaculate. Everyone looks amazing.
Right? All the fashion girlies are out here. What about you?
Yeah, I feel really underdressed and I feel quite ashamed of myself because everyone looks incredible and I've come out a miss, but yeah.
At those shows, how many disabled models have you seen?
To be honest, I haven't seen any so far.
Not yet so far, but
Not
in the
so far.
audience we have seen
in the audience, yeah.
disabled guest influencers,
Yeah.
definitely.
Disabled models.
Disabled models.
I actually haven't seen any.
I have not yet seen one on the runway, that is, but yeah.
Yeah, no. None.
None.
Shit, we gotta step it up. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, say that for the people in the back. So, of all fashion campaigns, only 0.02% of those include disabled models, which is a shocking number that it's like close to 0%.
That is so low.
Like,
That's awful.
so close to zero. That's insane.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Especially considering that 24% of the population is disabled or have some sort of disability. So obviously we are here trying to bridge that gap, make that number get closer to the 24% at the very least.
So while we were on the streets of London Fashion Week, we couldn't find any disabled models, so we decided to bring one right here, and so I'm joined by Sally. Sally, if you could please introduce yourself and what you do.
Hi, I'm Sally and I am a disabled model.
Amazing. And what's your experience been like within the fashion industry and modelling?
Yeah, so I've been modelling for about 2 years now, and so far, I mean, it's been great, and I've had loads and loads of amazing opportunities. A lot of the modelling I do is kind of sports brands and sports related and more commercial stuff, and in that world they're very kind of there's a lot of disabled representatives in that. In terms of the fashion side, I'm only kind of getting into that the past with London Fashion Week, and I've done a few things, but they're definitely not as forward thinking as kind of all of the sporting brands and the commercial side of it. I definitely think they're getting there slowly, but yeah, it's been good, and my experiences throughout all of it have been amazing.
That's amazing. That's what we love to hear. We love that sporting continues to sort of pave the way, especially coming off the back of the Paralympics, and all of that is what we love to see, and we hope to see it continue and grow more. You mentioned, that fashion is just starting, kind of in that journey. It needs to pick up the pace a little bit. How would you rate like the fashion industry in general, inclusivity at the minute?
Yeah, I think it's definitely getting there, and I think we're seeing in a lot of like high street brands, you're seeing disabled models, in their billboards and on their websites. So a lot of e-com stuff, you are seeing kind of the diversity there. When it comes to kind of, I guess, the more high fashion world of it, it is lacking quite a lot, and it could be better. I did London Fashion Week just past, and the representation was not a lot, really at all. And I mean, I don't know how many disabled models that were there throughout the full week, but I haven't seen many on kind of social media or anything like that. So being able to be one of those few models that got to take part in that was really, really exciting and really felt like a privilege. And it was just, really cool that the designer that I worked for, Ray Chu, that he and his casting team saw that, that they wanted a diverse group of models walking for them, and kind of saw the beauty in that, and how interesting it is to kind of not be looking at the same model in different clothes kind of walking down the catwalk. So I think there's a long way to come, but it's getting there, and I think we've seen it kind of in the more high street area of fashion, and hopefully it will slowly kind of merge into the high fashion world. I would like to see it go quicker, but I guess it's getting somewhere, which is the main thing. It is going to take young designers and young casting teams that want to make a difference and are willing to kind of go against the grain of what all of these old fashion houses are doing and what everybody's kind of used to seeing on the catwalk. And hey, I guess taking a risk. I mean, I don't think it's a risk, but I feel like a lot of them do think it's a risk. Like, are people gonna want to see our clothes on a disabled person? I think it takes people realizing that there's beauty in disability.
How inclusive do you think the fashion industry is as it currently stands?
I don't think it's anywhere near as inclusive it needs to be, and to also be specific about people with disabilities, like fashion doesn't consider the way that people need to get dressed. So I think there's a lot to come forward in that, and also even with like non-binary, trans, curve, people of colour, like there's just so much more work that needs to be done. We're doing it, but not enough, in my opinion.
I've seen like different things. I've seen disabled models in shows and stuff, like with prosthetics and stuff, but I think there needs to be more.
I feel like it's promoted a lot, like occasionally, but it's like once and then never again for like another year.
Yeah.
Or like maybe even 2 years, but it like gets promoted so everyone thinks it's like, oh, inclusive, everything, but then a year later you've got one new one and it's like, oh, okay.
Absolutely. So 77% of disabled people find it really, really difficult to find clothes that they can either fit, put on, or feel comfortable in. Just as you mentioned your point about considering the ways people put on clothes and how they fit and how they feel in them, fashion is absolutely for everyone.
We lack the most, because even if you have a disabled person in a runway, can they actually like wear it? Can they buy that product and like incorporate that into their day-to-day life?
Do you think the fashion industry is inclusive?
No, I don't, and that's purely because there's a lot of the same type of model or a lot of the same type of guests that are attending. For example, people of colour are often excluded, or there's less of them. People that are from a different sexuality, for example, or different background, different age as well.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see older models. Being an older lady myself, it's not that. Thank you. It's not like we want to stop being fashionable just because you hit 60 or even 50 or 40. We carry on. If you're into fashion, it's for life, right? Yeah.
Well, I guess if we was talking about just race, it's not as inclusive as it should be, especially behind the camera as well as on the runway. But do you know what? Yesterday, with Harris Reed's show, it was actually quite diverse, and I was pleasantly surprised. One after the other, I did see a lot of black models, which made me feel really, really happy. But then as we're talking about disability, near to none. I was actually, as you said that statistic, I'm quite shocked actually that it's that low. And we're talking about diverse, it's gone one way, it's happening one way with race, but it could be more diverse in other ways as well.
Yeah, especially as we consider intersectionalities. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, exactly. Like it needs to be across the board. Diverse doesn't just mean one thing. Everyone needs clothes, everyone enjoys fashion, everyone should be able to enjoy fashion, so it needs to be that one.
I think it's going in the right direction, but I think there's a long way to go for it to be fully inclusive for everyone and for everyone to be seen, because you kind of just see the same stuff and it's a bit boring. Switch it up.
I think we've got a long way to go. But, I mean, if you look at New York Fashion Week that's just been, they were incredibly inclusive. We had lots of models coming in with different sizes, models in wheelchairs. So I think it is happening. But I started working with DE&I probably 10, 15 years ago. These things take time. Part of my role was working with people of colour and to make sure that we were much more inclusive with people of colour on the runway, editorials, jobs, etc., etc. That is really happening now, and it's fantastic. What we need to do now is really focus that energy on people with disabilities and other neuro disabilities, and just really making sure that we're broadening the DE&I, and it's not just about people of colour now, but it is around the broader picture.
Yeah, we have seen great strides in the fashion industry becoming more inclusive in terms of ethnicity, background, different body sizes, but we're still severely lacking in disability, and I'm sure you can speak to that.
1000%. I honestly feel like, as somebody who I've been modeling for almost 10 years now, and I've lived so many places from the States to Europe and have modeled with some amazing brands, and I think that there is still so much work to be done, and not from a business standpoint. Like I think that a lot of strides that have been made thus far have been very business oriented, and I think this is also why so many people do not have an avenue, and they don't have the ability to find clothes, because in order to like really learn the disabled community, you have to actually care, do your research, and not just care about like how much profit you're going to make at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, when we stop becoming just a dollar, then we'll see real change.
Yeah. Maybe you guys should just do my job, like honestly. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a great fashion week, and you guys both look stunning. Do you want to talk everyone through your outfits? Go on.
I've got a Dipetsa dress on with a bindi, because, you know, we have to always represent.
Absolutely.
Period.
I also have the same designer on, and Zara earrings.
Stunning! A one for the room.
Okay, all right. This jumper is from Fourth and Reckless.
Nice.
Uniqlo, can't go wrong.
10.
This one is from a souk when I was in Dubai. And then this is just Russell and Bromley. Had it for years. Yeah.
Okay, so today I'm wearing a very special Bernie necklace. My name is Bernie Yates, and this is Mini Bernie. So it was made for me for my birthday. One of my friends always makes me a necklace every year, so this year she's actually made me a Bernie necklace. And I've got a wonderful coat which is from a designer in Deal. I'm very much around supporting young emerging designers. This is all from recycled bedspreads. I think it's really important to support designers as well, not just in London. I'm very much about decentralising, and the whole of the UK is creative. It's a good platform to showcase in London, but a lot of our creatives live and work outside of London. And then I've got lovely Farm Rio. I love Farm Rio. A lot of their stuff is made out of Brazil. Oh, there you go. We love South America. And then I've got my Izzy bag, and I've got my wonderful flip phone with a wonderful gift that I recently got from a colleague in.
Go on.
Black.
Stunning.
Zara, Dickies, Prada.
Stunning.
Play it.
Mine is amazing. Mine's black. I've got Bershka, Stradivarius. Well, I'm not a fashion girly, unfortunately.
We love it. You guys look very fashionable, and thank you so much.
Thank you.